It's a new style for him. You're not just the typical up-and-coming scrapper brawler that's going to get into a fun scrap with Gaethje. There's more intricacies to your game with the grappling as well. So how do you think you're going to get this one done?
I think I finish him wherever the fight goes, to be honest. Obviously, I know we can bang, but every fight we get a breakdown made of our opponent, and it actually shocks me how much he gets hit. And I know he takes one to give one, but you can't really just do that at this level. That's why he's lost to people like Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Charles, because you can't just take one.
Paddy Pimblett has just been thrown straight into the deep end. And the MMA world is losing it because Justin Gaethje isn't just another opponent. He's a relentless pressure machine, certified brawler, and one of the most dangerous lightweights the UFC has ever seen. And now somehow Pimblett is standing right across from him, instantly splitting fighters' analysts. And fans, straight down the middle,
could be the next Conor McGregor star.
I want that world title. All laugh all yous want and say I'll never be champ. You gang of mushrooms.
Like that kind of a star where the whole world is watching.
He has that weird personality.
Yes.
Yeah, he has that.
Well, he's very disarming because people, they see, I talked about this in the last pay-per-view. I said it's a very sneaky trick because guys like you look at you, the way you carry yourself, the way that's a fighter. Like, you look at that guy's a dangerous motherfucker. But when you see Paddy, he's dancing like this, his hair is flopping around like he's in the Beatles.
I expect a war, obviously. Like, Justin Gaethje is one of my favourite fighters to watch. He's your favourite fighter's favourite fighter, and it's going to be a pleasure to get in there with him. I'd love to have a brawl for 5 rounds. As he said, him versus Michael Johnson, how he introduced himself to the UFC. I'd love to have a fight like that, but I don't think it'll pan out that way. But let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'm getting a performance bonus and a fight of the night.
Have been swirling that Justin Gaethje is injured. A few videos have surfaced of him diving and cracking heads with someone, which wobbled him bad. Do you have any inside information? Have you not heard of this? Okay, actually, I got to be honest. I thought you guys were talking about. I thought he was going to ask about. I saw a bunch of pictures about this thing.
Up, though, right?
Yeah. The ingrown hair is what he's claiming.
Okay, right.
Ingrown hair and a bit of brisket. Yeah.
Brisket.
Yeah, a little brisket on the chin.
Because they said he had herpes on his mouth. He's like, I was eating brisket and I had an ingrown hair.
If that is an ingrown hair, that's the gnarliest ingrown hair I've ever seen. That makes like a little red dot on your neck if it's an ingrown hair. He had a crater in his neck. I don't know about
By the way, could you imagine, just for a moment, you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this?
I do know exactly where you're going.
Enter Armin.
Yes.
Enter Armin.
Yes, it's time. Now, is Armin ready is the thing. Nobody walks out to those videos.
No,
I'm like, oh, fuck.
Enter Armin. Enter Armin. Walking out there eating a fucking turkey leg. I mean, come on.
Do what he does really well, which is fights out long, right? He uses those kicks up the middle. He's got a good knee that we saw him land against Chandler. And then almost kind of land your points and force Gaethje to try to close the distance, and that's when I would try to wrestle. He looks huge to me in a good way nowadays, Paddy. I'm always impressed. It seems like he's getting fitter and fitter, further and further out from these fights as well. We only see Fat Paddy for a little bit. Gaethje, I think keeping it on the feet, boxing in close, and just trying to murder the legs like he always does is something that he needs to do. I don't know if testing Paddy's jiu-jitsu is the move for Gaethje. So it'll be interesting, man. But I think Paddy's got a goddamn good chance.
On one side, people are calling this a disaster for Paddy, while others say it's the perfect fight. And that's where the real tension begins, because stylistically this matchup is pure chaos. Justin Gaethje thrives on violent exchanges, leg kicks, non-stop pressure, and forcing opponents to panic, backing them up into uncomfortable territory. But Paddy Pimblett doesn't fight like a traditional lightweight, which is exactly why this fight. Has everyone divided?
Yes. How does it feel to be the Paramount debut? Is it like a bit of a, they like you? Is it a bit of an honor, or you don't really give a shit about that type of thing?
It is a little bit of an honor, like, obviously, because they trust me with putting on a good show for the first main event in the Paramount era, but it's all about the title, lad. It's all about winning this interim belt. I wouldn't care if I was opening up the main card, lad. As long as I'm fighting for this belt, lad, it's all that matters.
Nice. All right then. This is a big matchup. We've come a long way, Paddy. We've come a long way from Luigi Venturini to Justin Gaethje. Is there any surrealness to it? Like you're actually fighting this guy that you probably, I would imagine was watching before you even got into the UFC. This is fucking Justin, the highlight reel. Gaethje over here. Like.
Lad, I can remember watching him fight Nick Newell, lad, the fellow with one arm before he was even in the UFC. You know what I mean? I can remember my teammate, who's now my coach, Adam Ventry, telling me, "Oh, you need to watch this Justin Gaethje, lad. He's unbelievable." And I watched him and was like, "Oh my god, he's sick." So when he had his debut against Michael Johnson, I can remember watching that live, just thinking, "Wow, this fella can bang." But you know, that's the position that you get into in this sport, lad. You've got to end up fighting your heroes, or you're in the wrong game.
Yeah, you've been in this position before against Tony Ferguson. When you're in the cage, it's completely locked in. But is there a moment where you're thinking, like, fucking hell, this is Tony Ferguson, lad? Is there any
You think that before it, like, but when you're in the cage, that's it. I'm just looking at him thinking, you're trying to stop my dreams. You're trying to take food out of my kids' mouths, so I'm going to iron you out.
Story, and I heard this yesterday, and I didn't bring it to you because I didn't believe it. I had to confirm it. So Paddy the Baddy just got beat. Paddy the Baddy, as a matter of fact, got submitted. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? So there's something that goes on in England. This is Paddy's gym. Paddy enters this thing every year. It's called something. And then they have a King of the Mat. It's a grappling tournament, but they have this thing, this King of the Mat. Paddy was in the finals a year ago, and after an hour, they just stopped the match and called it a draw. So he was a co-champion. So whatever this thing is, it's a thing that matters to him. So he enters it, I guess, over the weekend. I guess. And he ends up getting beat. Now, one of the reasons it's so cool is I don't think you have heard about it. One of the reasons I think it's so cool is there's no other sport where this would happen. One of the reasons I think it's so cool is it doesn't matter. And that's one cool thing about our community. Like, if a guy like Paddy wants to go out there and take a risk and do something like this, he can chalk that up to a tremendous victory. He can also chalk that up to a workout. And you know what? We need to keep it that way. It's one thing that we have done very well as a group, and there's no other sport that's like that. You will never hear of a time that LeBron drops in for a one-on-one with the college star. He just couldn't take the risk. He just simply could not take the risk. This happened when I was a kid. It was to John McEnroe in Oregon. This was before the internet was a thing, but John McEnroe came out and he played somebody. We had some high school star down in, it was down in Eastern Oregon. I want to say maybe Pendleton. At any rate, the guy beat him. Our high school star beat McEnroe, and this was a thing. This was a thing. But it's one of these reasons why you can't ever get that. Like, you are left to believe that the NBA is better than the NCAA. You're led to believe the NFL is better than college football. I'm sure you're right, but there's exceptions, and there's certain positions at certain times where there are exceptions. You will never know. Those guys will never take the risk. They will never take to the field. They will never take to a three-point stance and go, they'll just never do it. On the outside chance that somebody's filming and somebody puts it, it's one of those things. And you get guys that love to compete. I mean, I got one resentment towards our sport. One, which is that we only do it 3 times a year. I mean, I can't even tell you the lack of respect that I have for a guy that misses a martial.
Paddy Pimblett is awkward, loose, and unpredictable, relying on confidence rather than power. Walking forward with a smile, absorbing pressure, and turning chaos into momentum. Which is why some believe he could frustrate Justin Gaethje early, drag him into scrambles, and make it a fight Gaethje doesn't want. While others fear Gaethje's leg kicks and relentless pressure could expose Paddy's defensive holes within minutes, this fight isn't just about rankings, it's about legitimacy. It's testing whether Pimblett belongs with the killers at the top of the division. And with every exchange, takedown, or a mistake capable of flipping the outcome instantly, fans are split. Reputations are on the line, and when the cage door shuts, someone's entire narrative is about to change.